G'day Peter, I'm Bernie Fernandes and I'm with Synchron Business Services.
Very good. And how long have you worked with Synchron, Bernie?
Just over 4 years.
And whereabouts are you based?
In Western Australia.
Okay. And what did you do before joining Synchron?
I was with an accounting group for 5 years. I've been in financial services 36 years.
36 years, so I guess you got a few learnings, but we'll come back to that. Let's go right back. What was your first job?
My first job was going to be for 12 months. I finished my commerce degree and I needed to save up money to go to Portugal for my sister's wedding. So I thought I'll join Prudential in the accounts department for 12 months, save up the money, bugger off, and then go and work in an accounting practice.
And how did that go?
36 years later, I'm still here.
Well, did you get to your sister's wedding in Portugal?
I got to the sister's wedding, and then my sister ended up immigrating to Australia and came out for our wedding. So there you go.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So you sort of fell into the financial services industry. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
Well, I've always wanted to run a vintage car museum and needed a funding vehicle to provide it for that. So I was going to be an accountant, a CPA to fund it.
Okay, fantastic. How did you fall in love with vintage cars?
Always had one. My first car was a 65 Ford GT Cortina 2-door. And I've had a few of those. I've had 11 vintage cars until recently, so I've got 3 left.
Well, we're finding a little bit about Bernie Fernandes that we didn't know before.
You are, Peter.
So looking at the industry itself and the role that you play within Synchron and within the industry, what's the biggest issues facing advisors at the moment?
Most of the planners are looking for a solution to all these issues that they're confronted with. The life insurance framework, the industry representation or lack of industry representation to their issues. They feel all the industry bodies have deserted them or failed to represent them in these challenging times. And they want to know what is the value of their business in the future, what industry are they going to be supporting. More importantly, how's the consumer going to afford their services if we go down the path of what's been recommended.
Okay, so from what you're saying, it seems the message is that you feel advisors are a little lost at the moment. They're seeking a direction.
Very much, yeah. And as an industry, not just those within Synchron. I mean, they're getting on with seeing clients and getting on with building their businesses. But they're building something not knowing in 12 months or 2 years or 3 years what it would be worth.
So let's talk about the future. How do you see the financial services, the financial advice sector panning out, say in 3 to 5 years' time? What do you see?
Look, our industry has gone through challenges in the last 20 years. There's always been changes. A lot of people have left because they thought this was the end of the world and it survived. And it'll survive this. What I see as the industry moving forward, a combination of the fee for service and their ability to still generate a commission from the life companies. So I hope that we look at the end consumer in mind and change and implement services and fee structure that it's a viable business model.
So that's your hope. What's your outlook? Is it positive or neutral?
Absolutely. This is an industry that will always grow and continue to grow. And all the issues that we've encountered have all come predominantly from non-advice, from people being in group industry funds. That's where non-advice and yet we're being penalised. So I hope common sense will prevail and they'll see the value of what we do.
So how long have you been in the industry again? 36 years. 36 years. And do you think you're going to be in the industry for another 36 years,
No.
Bernie? So looking towards your future, what do you see?
The next 10 years, I came to Synchron 4 years ago with a vision. We had 14 financial planners, average age of 69 in Western Australia. I told them, and we were losing money. We were given 12 months to turn it into a profit. I gave them a 5-year goal that we would be 100 planners. We're at 76, so on tracking the target. We're now a profitable state along with the other 4 other states. And my vision was for them to be at a certain level of profitability, which we're not far off. And then from 2017, 2022, I gave them an additional figure where we would be, and we're tracking to that.
Well, good luck with that, and thank you for your time.
Thanks for yours, Peter.
Great
to see you.